All right, so we got one side done. We got all new bushings put in on the shackles and the leaf springs. And the actual leaf spring bushings weren't bad. It was just the shackle bushing was destroyed. And you can see that, like this one over here is destroyed. And that's why the tires, they were leaning in at the top. And it wore out a set of tires, and because I was buying shitty tires, off of Marketplace anyway, just used tires because I knew I needed to get in here and rebuild this stuff. And, so I did the steering linkage a couple weeks ago, and I did the center axle pivot bushings a while ago. But is anybody convinced that this twin traction beam setup on these F-250s, it was a good idea in any way, shape, or form? Because, I mean, like, this is an engineering stupidity right here. I mean, to me, because these leaf springs act as a torsion bar. I mean, they hold height, but they're acting as a torsion bar to hold the right camber. And when they're twisting, you've got a really wide bushing right here, right? Because it takes up the whole screen, right? And you got a really wide bushing back there, and you can see that if I was closer, it would take up the whole screen. And then you've got a little tiny little bushing up here that gets destroyed, and it moves around a lot, right? And so when I went over to Les Schwab just to see, I'm like, this isn't the job that looks like a lot of fun. I mean, so figured, I'm like, what is a professional charge to do this? And it was going to be about $580 for them to replace the bushings. And I was like, well, that's not what I would like to do. So I'm spending my Tuesday morning, wrenching and replacing bushings instead of my normal routine. But that's what's great about life is, right? I mean, because I don't always do this. And so when I do it, there's little things to learn and little new things to experience. And, sometimes little frustrations that and those little frustrations, that's what separates the difference between men and boys, right? Men and boys, a little boy will get frustrated and quit and throw everything down and just say, I'm done. And then hope somebody else will put it all back together and fix it. But um, when you realize that you are the one that is capable of doing this, if you just keep trying, it gets done. All right. So anyway, I don't have enough video space or memory on here to record this whole thing and for you guys to hang out with me. But yeah, twin traction beam on these Fords. I think it's a horrible idea. They should have just stayed with the solid axle. And if people want a sissy little ride, they can buy a Chevy. But if you want to get some work done, it's got to be built Ford tough.